council meeting, City of Parma Heights Council meeting of Monday, November 23rd, 2020 will come to order at 7:01 p.m. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Walsh. Here. Danzig. Here. Everett.
Here.
Gallo.
Here.
Rounds.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Stivoli.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the November 9th, 2020 council meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Danzig.
Yes.
Everett.
Yes.
Gallo.
Yes.
Rounds.
Yes.
Haas.
Yes.
Stivoli.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
And Mayor, do you have any reports from your directors this evening?
I do have a quick update also, Madam President. That has regards to, we've been received notification regarding House Bill 404. That is extended. The authorization to public entities to allow for public meetings to be done via virtual or technology or whatever, that's been extended to July 1st, 2021. We're in the process of going virtual, as you know. Director Iaconis has said anybody that's got some questions regarding the iPads and going virtual, either to give her office a call, she'll do it either over the phone, or if there's more than one of you can come in at one time, we'll do it through City Hall also. Just something to keep in mind as we move forward. So the first director that's going to give a report, as you can see here, is Director Tell.
Mayor, thank you. Madam President, thank you for letting me be here tonight. Just a quick overview of recreation since last time we met. It's been quite a few months ago. Our parks have been open, as you know, but, our parks have been closed, but however, residents have been using our parks. Exception would be the tennis courts and the pickleball courts. They're taking the nets down. Next week they'll be coming down. Maybe you got some calls or not regarding the tennis court. Lights have not been on this year. Last winter, one of the poles fell down, and we could not turn them back on because of electrical problems over there. So the mayor asked Dennis to get some prices on some new poles over there, which we did last year, and it came in at $22,462 for the new poles with the light fixtures. The good news is the price came down. The price right now is about $15,800 for new poles and lighting fixtures. However, that doesn't include the installation. I'm not sure what that's going to be until we get in there and get it done. So, but they're used more than anything else in our city, the tennis courts and pickleball courts, as you probably already know that. I'm very optimistic about recreation coming up for next year, because I think with the vaccine coming out shortly, from what I've been reading and talking to some of the doctors that I know of, they feel by the end of March, middle of April, we should be back to some kind of normality. What that is, I have no idea. So in my mind, I'm planning like that to happen, but if it doesn't, I've got a backup plan for that also. The first thing is, starting in February, I want to start online registration for soccer, baseball, and even the pool, to get that going. My fear is we might have lost some soccer kids because of other cities over the years, but we don't know that until we get started. So the sooner we get started for the online registration, I think the better off we're going to be. How do we get the message out to them? The mayor talked to me about it, and I agree with 100%. Let's not put out a recreation book this year. I'd be doing that right about now to getting it ready, but I can't depend on the dates because of COVID. So the mayor said, let's do this. Let's put out a newsletter when dates get more certain, and we'll get that message out there, which, first of all, it's a lot less inexpensive than a recreation book, and we'll get the message out that way. Second thing is, between social media and our website and the ability to get flyers out to the schools, which we have that now, we can get the message out very, very quickly for what's ever going on in our recreation programs. Again, the dates are uncertain, but we're going to try and work our way in our minds, thinking that we're going to get ready by the middle of April to start recreation the way it should be, as in the past. I'm going to reach out to Parma, City of Parma next week, or I should say first of the year, to Mickey Vittar to get our dates set for the concerts and movies in the Commons. We'll try and get that finalized before registration, so we get that message out there also. The pool situation. The pool, as you know, was shut down last year. We did not run the pumps at all this year, because I talked to the experts. They said just leave them be. It should be fine. My plan is to open up the pool 2 weeks earlier than usual as far as filling the water and run the whole system for a couple of weeks to make sure things running okay, because I'm not sure what the pumps are going to do. They've been stagnant for so long, but I think they're going to be okay. I was over there today walking with Dennis. We've got to power wash again the pools when that comes up this year, and the deck's got to be power washed again because it's just been too long. It's been over the winter with no maintenance done whatsoever over there. Memorial Day, as you know, last year Memorial Day was no parade. I'm sure we're going to keep the tradition going. Hopefully, though, maybe we'll have a parade this year, but the mayor will have to see what happens by then. But I'm sure that we're going to keep the ceremony going on, so there's no interruption after all these years. How many years has it been, Mayor?
151,
Yeah, so
52?
we don't want to interrupt that tradition. I hope have yoga in the park starting hopefully end of May. The Cassidy Theater, as you know, went virtually just recently, so they've got some shows going virtually. Hopefully, by April, beginning of May, we can open up the theater downstairs, get room rentals going again. Again, this is all my plans for recreation for this year. I'm pretty optimistic it's going to be better, obviously, with the health situation. And if I'm wrong, we'll have to adjust to it. That's my report.
Does anyone in council have anything for Mr. Tal this evening?
No, thank you, Mr. Tell.
Okay, thank you.
What's up, Gene? Director Iaconis? Yeah. Musical chairs tonight.
Okay, just wanted to give some updates. I will have a temporary budget out for all of you to review next week. And then you can follow up with any questions. We can talk during the week, and then we can go over it in detail at the meeting on the 7th. And then I will more than likely have some final appropriation numbers also that I would ask you to review and consider for passage on the 14th. So, but we'll have more than a few weeks to review. The temporary budget, again, is just going to be an operating budget to get us through January to March before we pass a permanent. So strictly operating only.
Director, you said at the meeting on the 7th, but that's a special meeting that's been scheduled. Do you mean the 14th? Would you,
Well-
we need to schedule a work session.
We need a temporary in place
By the end of December, but.
by the end of December,
we could,
yeah.
Didn't you say there was a meeting now on the 7th?
There was a special meeting scheduled for the 7th, and I know there's some time constraints on that because of planning meeting beforehand. But if we could give some additional time, Director Iaconis can present the budget to you, take any questions. I mean, you'll have it before then, you'll have it next week. Any questions that might arise, somewhat of a work session. This is only going to be a emphasis on a temporary budget. There will not be any capital requests in there. We'll go through that with the directors during January, February, and March. This is just strictly as an operating budget.
What we can do is we can schedule a work session, tentatively schedule a work session for 7:30, followed by our special meeting at 8. And you would want that on for first reading that evening, correct?
No, on the 14th.
Okay. That would be our last meeting, correct?
Yes. But just for clarification, you said for first reading. However, it's a temporary, so we need that in place by the end of December.
Mhm.
So just one reading?
Or first reading, and then we could schedule it we could put it on for first reading at the special meeting and have it on for second reading
Perfect.
under suspension if that's council's pleasure. But we can discuss it that evening. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? Suggestions?
I just have one. I know I've asked before, the audit for,
They're still working
we
on it.
still don't have an audit.
They're still working
I was
on it.
hoping that would be helpful in passing a budget to know what we did last year, you know.
Well, we have all the financials, the audit, and because it's the first year that the state is doing the audit versus an outside firm, there's a lot more steps that they take. It's also been an issue because they are not actively coming in to see us, so all information has to be sent electronically. So they're close, but it's because it's the first time they're doing it, they're a bit more thorough and get into details more.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments for the finance director? Questions?
No.
Is that it? Okay, so we should anticipate that information next week, and given our time constraints, I would highly recommend that council review it, and if you have any questions prior, let the finance director know or have them ready for the work session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Last report this evening, Madam President, is from Service Director Patton.
Madam President.
Hello.
Just for an update on leaf pickup, we're on Mandalay today and Huffman. We'll go through the Big Creek area tomorrow, and then probably the following day, and then a few days we'll get down to Snow Road and we'll get back through. It's pretty heavy out there right now, so after we get through one more time, I'd say in a week, maybe a week and a half, we'll be back, start up on Maplewood again, and try to do our last sweep through the city. But we're out there steady, 2 crews, so doing the best we can, but they're moving. Manafort is complete. The paving project is complete. They have to do some striping, temporary striping. They're going to possibly do it Thursday morning on Thanksgiving, early Thursday morning possibly, depending on the weather, you know, that Thursday or Friday. Then in the spring of the year, they'll come back, they'll do permanent striping, and then they'll do the landscaping. But the construction project is complete. They've done a good job. We're satisfied with it. Then the Service Department's continuing on some winter prep for snow removal, and that's all I have.
Does anyone have any questions or comments for Mr. Patton? Councilman?
Mr. Patton, do we have any of the bombardiers running this year for sidewalks, or are they done?
No, I have one old bombardier that we are discarding, and I have 2 that we purchased. So we'll have 2 bombardiers out after we get the mains and secondaries done. All the streets are done. I'll put 2 people in bombardiers.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Patton.
Yeah.
And we'll now move into legislation. Councilman Stavoli, item number 5, please.
Move to read by title only?
Second.
Roll call?
Everett.
Yes.
Gallo.
Yes.
Rounds.
Yes.
Haas.
Yes.
Stivoli.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
And Danzig.
Yes.
This is consideration of a resolution accepting and adopting the recommendation of the Planning Commission of the City of Parma Heights to denying Deal Point Merrill LLC's application for preliminary development planned or climate-controlled self-storage at 7011 West 130th Street. This is one reading only. Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Roll call?
Gallo.
Yes.
Rounds.
Yes.
Haas.
Yes.
Stivoli.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Danzig.
Yes.
And Everett.
Yes.
With there being no comments,
Move for passage.
Second.
roll call?
Rounds.
Yes.
Haas.
Yes.
Stivoli.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Danzig.
Yes.
Everett.
Yes.
And Gallo.
Yes. Thank you, Councilman Stavoli.
You're welcome.
And Councilwoman Everett, item number 6, please.
Move to read by title only?
Second.
Roll call?
Haas.
Yes.
Stivoli.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Danzig.
Yes.
Everett.
Yes.
Gallo.
Yes.
And Rounds.
Yes.
This is consideration of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement of conveyance and to accept a quitclaim deed from the Cuyahoga County Land Reutilization Corporation, CCLRC, for property located on Snow Road in the city of Parma Heights and declaring an emergency. This is the second of 3 readings.
Thank you, Councilwoman Everett.
You're welcome.
And is there a motion to suspend Rule 2 of council regarding public session?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Stavoli,
Yes.
Walsh. Danzig,
Yes.
Everett,
Yes.
Gallo,
Yes.
Rounds,
Yes.
and Haas.
Yes.
And any comments that have been submitted today will be on file in the clerk's office.
Madam President, if there's nothing further, I move to adjourn.
Roll call?
Walsh. Danzig,
Yes.
Everett,
Yes.
Gallo,
Yes.
Rounds,
Yes.
Haas,
Yes.
and Stavoli.
Yes.
The Parma Heights Council meeting of Monday, November 23rd, 2020 is adjourned at 7:17 PM.